All right, we're going to hop straight in. I am Kenny Dusso, as you know at this point. So, guys, this is how to build your own 12-week fight camp program. So, how it works is step one, we're going to focus on bulletproofing the body. So, what I mean when I say that is we're building up strength through the whole body, making sure you're functioning well, making sure there's no mobility, strength, any other kind of limitation that you're dealing with. So, we're going to go through templates, but if there's an area where you have a specific weakness, make sure that within this phase, you're focused on that weakness. This would be 12 to 8 weeks out from the fight. Now, number two is we're going to go through building your power and your lactic energy. Now, the lactic energy, what I mean when I say that is being able to maintain your power without fading off. That feeling where you feel like you're holding sandbags and all of a sudden punches, kicks, everything just loses all your speed, loses all your power. That is what we are building and we are avoiding in that step two. And then step three, we are building power repeatability, your ability not only to throw more power overall, but to be able to throw more extended, powerful combinations, be able to throw 3, 4, 5, 6 shots together more often through the fight without that gassing your body out. Now, I say 12-week fight camp, but if you have 12 weeks, do 4 weeks of each of these leading into the fight. If you have 9 weeks, 3 weeks of each, 10 weeks, 4 weeks, then 4 weeks, then 3, then 3. Like you can switch it up based off of the amount of time you have and the area where you feel you need the most focus, right? If you're pretty powerful, pretty fast, but your body's always falling apart with injuries, spend longer on bulletproofing the body, right? If your body feels super solid, but you don't have really good power behind your shots, now a little bit longer on phase three makes sense. So it's all plugging and playing depending on what you need. Now, phase one, bulletproofing the body. The keys to this phase are number one, your goal is to support your skills training. Don't overtake it. The goal of strength and conditioning isn't to wipe the body out. It's not to make it, the hardest workout you can make it. It's to build your body up. It's the physical qualities we're developing. It's not how hard can I work. It's how well can I build strength through the whole body? How good can I get my body feeling? How mobile can I stay? And then the other thing is work with the body, adapt the program as needed. If you're supposed to be doing a heavier upper body day and you have a little tweak in the shoulder, well, don't go do that whole heavier upper body day and injure the shoulder worse. Work around it, make some changes to what you're doing that day to support what you need and continue to work on the structure of the camp. Now, what we're going to do is this is, again, an idea of what one of these sessions can look like. They can be fairly similar within this day or within this phase, but we're going to have a deceleration focus on the plyos. What I mean with that is stability in your landings. So the jumps and things that you're doing, it's not about how powerful can I be yet. It's about how stable can I stay on my feet. So when you can do something like a box jump, but instead of how high of a box can I jump on, it's how stable of a landing can I have when I land on the box. The reason these plyos are super important is because if you're always throwing power and never focused on how you're stabilizing the power, you're always out of position. You're using way more energy than you need to, and you're going to gas yourself out very quickly. But if you teach your body to slow down, absorb, stop power from continuing to move forward, you're able to throw more power behind the shot, keep yourself in a better position to be able to throw more in the next shot, move, do whatever it is you need to do. So on top of those, we're going to do, I realized I didn't put that in the presentation, but we're going to do 2 to 3 of those exercises per session. That can be a box jump. That can be just a lateral hop landing on one leg. That can be literally a single leg hop landing on one leg, a diagonal hop landing on the opposite leg. Anything where the focus is staying stable, not being super explosive. Now, then we're going to move into the weights. We're going to keep it at an 8 or a 9 out of 10 RPE. So what I mean when I say RPE is rate of perceived exertion. When you finish your set of 6, you should feel like I could have done 7. I might not have been able to do 8, keeping good technique, right? So we are going to focus on 2 lower body exercises. One that is bilateral, which means using both legs. So that would be like a back squat or a front squat. One that is unilateral, meaning a single leg, so something like a Bulgarian split squat. 4 sets of 6 reps per exercise. And with the upper body, we're going to do a pushing exercise. So as an example, a dumbbell bench press, a pulling exercise like a dumbbell row, and an overhead exercise like a dumbbell shoulder press. Now, this is going to be a similar structure for each day. Vary up the exercises. Don't just do the same ones every time. And then finally, we're going to finish off with aerobic conditioning. So the aerobic system is your baseline. This is just your ability. If I said, hey, keep the same pace for the whole round that you have to fight, you're not allowed to slow down at all. The better your aerobic system is, the higher pace you're going to be able to maintain in that round. So 3 minutes of work at the steady pace that you can keep, followed by 1 minute of rest, and repeat that for 4 or 5 rounds. Day number 2, phase number 2, not day number 2. We're building max power. Now, the keys here is it's your ability to output for one shot. So that's just like we're here and just being able to throw one punch as hard as you can. And then your ability to do that again and do that again and do that again. So it's the maximum power, not the sustained power that we're going to be focused on in phase 3. And then as we build up the maximum power, again, it's your ability to continue to do that. Like it's your ability to repeat powerful efforts over and over again throughout the whole fight while keeping your efficient movement. So we're not wasting any energy. Now, this is going to be an example of how we're going to set that day up. Now, all of the plyometrics here, 3 exercises, 3 sets of 4 or 5 reps. The focus is maximum output with every single rep. So like a broad jump, standing, how far forward can you jump, reset, and then do it again. Box jump, same thing. Here's where we're going to go for more height on the box. Technique first, get as much power as possible, but single effort, reset, do it again. Single hurdle hop, same idea. Now with the weights, we're going to increase it a little bit. We're going to have 2 lower body and 2 upper body exercises. And when I said increase, I meant decrease. My apologies. 2 lower, 2 upper body exercises for 4 sets of 5 reps for the main exercises. And then you can add in some accessories based off of what your body needs. If you're having some problems with your shoulders, add in 1 or 2 extra exercises to focus on the shoulders, the strength, the range of motion, whatever it might be. Having some problems with your knees, same thing, add in 1 or 2 extra. You can add or take away these kind of things based off of your individual situation. Now, the conditioning work, we're focused on the lactic energy. So again, that's your ability to maintain power without the endurance fading or without the muscles burning. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to push you right to the limit. You're going to go for 30 seconds at the absolute max pace you can, followed by 60 seconds of rest, and repeat it for 6 to 8 rounds. Now, this can increase or decrease a little bit depending on how intense you find it. If you hit that 30 seconds and you feel like it's not that hard, first off, you're probably not going hard enough. Try to push harder for the next round. But if you truly feel like I'm at max effort and I'm fully recovering in 60 seconds, drop that rest time to 45. Drop that rest time to 30. I wouldn't go much lower than 30. If you're recovering fully in 30 seconds, you're a bit of a freak. Well done. Now, we're going to move on to phase 3, which is our peaking phase. So far, we have bulletproofed the body. We keep you strong, we keep you stable, and we're giving you consistent energy for the whole duration of the fight. We've built your overall power, your ability to throw one extremely hard shot and then do that again and then do that again. Now our focus is repeat more powerful efforts faster. So instead of one shot, be able to repeat 3, 4, 5, 6 shot combinations and do that over and over and over again, more sustained power. Now, here's an example of what that's going to look like. We've got the plyos and the speed work, and the focus here is multiple explosive efforts together. So an example of that would be a sprint. It's not just one explosive movement. You're holding that explosive movement for a little bit longer. Multi-directional jumps, so where you start with a jump in one direction, as you land, you go into a different direction. So like a lateral hop into a box jump, a vertical jump into a broad jump. As soon as you land the first one, you're going into the second one. Something like multiple hurdles. So again, instead of the single hurdle that we talked about in the last one, have 3 or 4 hurdles set up together, and the goal is be as explosive over each one as you can. 3 to 4 exercises max, and you want to keep the effort, not just the number of sets. If you start doing these and you feel like the energy is fading, you feel like you're losing explosiveness, you're not getting what you want out of them. Our goal in this phase is not to survive it. It's not to beat your body up. It's to build up your ability to repeat explosive efforts. The key to doing that is you've got to remain explosive. So 3 to 4 of these exercises max, 3 to 4 sets, 3 to 4 reps, very minimal in the overall volume. Focus is max effort with every single one. Now with the weights, 1 to 2 lower body and 1 to 2 upper body exercises for the compound, the main exercises. You're keeping it very light now, 6 out of 10 RPE. So you should feel like I could keep this explosive for 4 more reps. So if we're doing 5 sets of 3, you should be finishing that third rep being like, I could have probably done 4 more of these before the power and before the technique started to fade. The focus is explosiveness and power, not on the maximum amount of weight. So even if you feel like I could lift more, good. You don't want to be feeling like you couldn't have hit another rep. You want to be feeling like every single one was explosive. Now, very important things to remember within this whole video. Number one is there's always individual changes to make to programs. Like, do not take this and say, this is the only thing I should be doing ever. Take this and say, this is a place to start on how I can build the program for myself. And again, the program focus is output, not exercise. If you don't have a piece of equipment for any of the things I mentioned, improvise based off of the equipment that you have and the output you're trying to build. Right. One of my favorite examples of that, I've had people say like, oh, I don't have boxes to do box jumps. Cool. Do max effort standing vertical jumps. Literally the same thing, except you land on the ground instead of a box. Right. So whatever equipment you do have, take the exercises that I mentioned here and figure out what is going to be the closest substitute based off of the equipment you have. And then finally, keep your body healthy. This is number one. You can train all the hours you want, but if you're all beat up and your shoulders are injured and your knees are injured and you're limping into the fight on the night, it does not matter that you did all these hours because you're not going to be able to perform well. So if you're in one of these hard sessions and you're like, oh, something really hurts, something really feels off, take the time to recover, allow that to heal, and then get back into training. So guys, that is it. That is all. I hope you thoroughly enjoyed this. I hope you got some great value. I appreciate you for taking the time to tune in. Now, I hope you have a great rest of your day and you're able to take this and apply it to your next fight camp.